Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Dean Grimm, and today we're going to be looking at unlocking your practice potential. And more specifically, we're going to be looking at how to do that with the new and improved Sage for Accountants. Now, we do have a lot to go through today. There's a lot of information to take in, a lot of content to go through, so we're going to make a start really bright and early. First of all, before we get into the actual demonstration part, just to give you some housekeeping. So you guys have your microphones on mute at the moment. Everyone should be muted, but there is the ability to obviously use the questions box. So do use the chat box where you can pop questions in. At the end of the session, there is some time set aside for questions and answers. So I will go through everyone's questions at the end of the session, but please do use the chat box. As you can see there on screen, there is a little bubble there with a question mark on your side. Click that, that'll give you access to the chat box for any questions. You can also make sure the screen is full screen on your side. So there is a lot of detail and things to go through today. So make sure you have got everything on full screen, just to make sure you can see everything clearly. And again, on screen now, you can see how to do that, of course. Okay, so what we're going to start with, so why are we here then, basically? So the reason we're here today is to go through our Sage for Accountants plans. So welcome, first of all, to the new and improved Sage for Accountants. With all the tools that you need together, you're free to deliver more efficient, profitable, and impactful services. So what's changed in Sage for Accountants? Because we have had Sage for Accountants on the market for a little while now, but what's changed? So what's changed, as you can see there on screen, are the plans. So we've now got new plans, including new tools that will help you to do a multitude of different tasks. So whether that be to reduce scope creep in your practice, so maybe, for example, you haven't repriced your clients in a while and you feel you're now doing more work that you're not getting paid for, but you just don't know how to get back to the client and how to have that conversation. We've now got the tool in there through Go Proposal, where we can help systemize your pricing so you do feel a lot more confident walking into that conversation and having that chat with the client. You can get help onboarding new clients as well with professional looking proposals. So again, through Go Proposal, you can have all that confidence that all the compliance checks, so AML, KYC, risk assessments, they're all sorted and they're all contained in that one piece of software. And of course, you can reduce time spent on those mundane data entry tasks that don't add value to your business. So with data automation, you can focus on more profitable tasks that will help you towards getting your practice goals. So in essence, you can bring the client on board with a world-class proposal now in Sage for Accountants. You can complete compliance checks. You can deliver any niche array of accounting services that you may want to offer, all in that one place. And you can customize your plan as your needs grow. As you can see on screen, there are 3 plans, and depending on your needs, depending on your goals, we have a plan that is suitable for yourself. So let's take a look at what is different in Sage for Accountants, and we're going to jump into a live demo now. So Sage for Accountants, of course, is cloud-based. So for anyone who isn't au fait with it at the moment, it is cloud-based. You log into it via the sage.com website. There is a login button in the top right-hand corner when you first log into the Sage website, and you would log in using Sage for Accountants. You will log in using an email address and a password, and you'll be presented with the client management suite. Now, before we go through that, what I want to quickly show you, first of all, is the Getting Started tab. The Get Started tab is a really, really useful feature within the software, because if you're new to the suite, let's say, or even if you have been using it for a while, but you're not making the most of the tools that you have available to you, use the Get Started tab, because it will guide you through with some step-by-step instructions on what we recommend setting up and customizing within your own Sage for Accountants suite. So you can see on screen, there is client setup, user setup. Remember, we can have as many users in this suite as we need, all with their own logins and permissions. We can manage and set up auto entry and Go Proposal. and we can actually start setting it up and using the products as well from this screen. So that is Get Started in the top left-hand corner there. So do make use of that if you're not au fait with the full suite. If we move to the client list, so Sage for Accountants includes client management. I already have some licenses in there. I already have some clients there. And what this basically does is it builds out that client list for us. So the clients that we have in the firm, we can pop them all in that one area. So we've got a client list, which at the moment I have a list view. So I have all of my clients there listed on screen. If you prefer, you can also have a folder view of that software as well. My folder view, I prefer personally the folder view because it keeps everything neat and tidy, and then I can open out all of my clients and I can see not only just the individuals, the owners, the directors, but I can also see the companies in there as well. It's really simple to add clients. We can add them one at a time. We can import them as well. So we can import them from a CSV and we can pop in all of our clients in there. What I would also point out to you is not only can we just have our client records in there, we can have obviously the software that we've subscribed them to. But if I open out Great British Foods, one recent update we've just put into the software is the ability to not just access Sage software, but you can also now access any of your client software who are using Xero, QuickBooks, and you can also access your Sage 50 clients as well. So long as you're using the computer with the Sage 50 data set on there, you can launch into that software directly from the client management. So we have Sage software, Sage 50, we have Xero, and QuickBooks are integrated in there now as well. So really, really, really good features there. And it really makes this piece of software that one place, that one true source of data where you can hold all the clients and all their information that you need and access the software that you may need. Of course, we can search the client list. We have search functionality, we have filters, and we can also assign certain clients, if we need to certain individuals in the firm. So if there's multiple people in the firm who need access to this, we can assign certain clients to them. They can look after their own group of clients and they wouldn't be able to access or see the other clients we don't want them to have access to. But the client list, really, really useful functionality there, and that's where we manage our clients within the software. Now, the first thing we're going to look at before we get into GoProposal, AutoEntry, and all these wonderful bits of software is the fact that in Sage for Accountants, if I hover over client management in the top left, you can see there is a list of software in there. So we give you access to all of this software for the firm to access and use automatically from day one. So you will automatically get access to your own license of accounting, your own license of GoProposal, your own license, of course, of AutoEntry, and your own license of payroll. So you can also put your own books on there, your own payroll on there. You can, of course, integrate your workflows, automate them more with AutoEntry, and with GoProposal, we can set up that practice level so we can set out all the services and pricing and letters of engagement that we want to use as a practice. So you do get access to all of that yourself automatically from day one. So do make use of those. Anyone who's using Sage for Accountants, make sure you're making use of those because they're included automatically for you to use. The first piece of software I want to jump into is GoProposal. So what I'm going to do is directly from client management, GoProposal, and we're going to have a look at that and discuss it in a little bit more detail. So GoProposal is that piece of software that's essential to make sure that we've got that consistent pricing across the board, across our clients, standardizing that pricing. And it's good not just for new clients when you bring them on board and you want to give them a proposal and you want to give them a letter of engagement. It also has your AML checks, KYC checks, and of course your risk assessment. It's not just good for new clients, but remember, this is a really, really important piece of software to help you re-engage with clients. So if I was to ask 100 accountants, how many do you have any clients that you have originally provided proposal for, you started working for them, and over the years, has there been any scope creep, or are you now doing more work than what you originally proposed for them? And 99 accountants out of that 100 would say, yep, 100%. We've had clients for a few years now that the original proposal we gave them, that's not in reality the amount of work that we're doing today. We're doing a lot more. They have a lot more needs, but we haven't actually re-engaged with them. This is how we can tackle that, and this is how we can price consistently across our clients, but also have the benefits of all those letters of engagement in the same place and your AML, KYC, and risk assessments as well. So GoProposal, you can see on screen, I can show you there all the current proposals, engagement letters that I've sent out. We get a good overview of what are won, what are still in draft, which are waiting for a signature. We can access any documents that we've sent out on these proposals. We can still edit them, and we can resend them, duplicate them, and delete them if we need to. GoProposal is great in the sense that if I went into settings and company, it also allows me to brand up my software. So on all of my proposals, letters of engagement, we can actually have my logo, my color schemes, my fonts on my proposals. We can also then configure line items. So we pop in here all of the services that we're going to provide as a firm. So we can have sections like bookkeeping, we can have sections like compliance, we might have payroll, advisory services, and then we break down those sections by line item. So we've got the ability to set up all the services we're going to offer. If I just jump into one of them, we can make sure that we use all the right content, so the right service schedules to go out on the proposal when we select that for the client. And the great thing with GoProposal, we can provide you with our smart service schedule, so we can provide you with all that legislative and legally compliant text, which we will continually update for you, make sure everything's correct as it should be. You can use ours, which you can see on screen. You can also use your own, or you can mix and match. You can use ours and still add parts of your own to it as well. We can also set up our pricing for all our services. So in this instance, raising and sending invoices, I may have a fixed price for doing that. And then I might want to multiply that based on the number of invoices I want to send. There are a variety of different ways we can price. So variation, annual revenue range, number range prices, they are tailor-made for certain services, which of course we can help you set up when you come to use this software. We can add our own calculations as well, so you can have multiple calculations on how we price. Engagement letters. So remember, this includes the letters of engagement in here. So again, all that legislative, legally compliant text that should be going out on letters of engagement, we can contain them all within this software. So I've got a range of scopes set up there already. If I look at sole trader, for example, we're using GoProposal's smart engagement letters. So that means we're putting in all that text that we think should be sent out if we're servicing a sole trader. So this is all provided for you automatically in the software. All regularly updated for you, so you don't need to worry about it ever going out of date. Or you can create your own, or of course mix and match as well. Packages, there's the last thing I really want to just touch on at the moment. So packages are really, really useful in the sense that we might have certain client types where we offer packages to them. So it may be a new client, it may be a CIS client, a payroll client, where we know we always offer a similar range of services to that type of client. In GoProposal, we can create a package. So when we're sitting with them and we're going through the proposal, we can select the package that suits them, and it will automatically extract all the right line items that we know we are going to provide to that client. So we don't have to continually search and scroll up and down through all the services that we offer to select the right ones. We create packages, we just have to select that package for that client, and it automatically pulls in all that relevant information for that particular client. So it makes that time and the ease of using the service a lot quicker and a lot better. That's the practice level. Let's have a look now at how we generate a proposal and what we get on the back of that. So if I come back out, GoProposal, we're back in the client management. I could go into ABC Limited, let's say. I've signed them up for some software already, but let's jump into GoProposal. and I could create proposal. It's really quick and simple. Create proposal in the top right-hand corner, and it will load up the proposal. And this is client facing as well. So we could actually be sat with the client and we could work through this together, or we could be doing it in our own time and emailing it if you want to do that. It's all branded up with my logos on there. Packages we've just mentioned. So let's just say it's a small business. It's now loading that package of all the services we provide to what we would call a small business. They're a new client. We're going to send both a proposal, letter of engagement. The letter of engagement we're going to use is specific to sole traders. We'll say their revenue range is between 30 and 70K. That's optional. We don't have to use revenue ranges. And as we can see, if we break down all the services now, you can see some of them are already ticked, which means they're part of the package I've selected. I could still add more to it if we want to, if we want to add some additional services on top of that package. But we can see this is basically what we're going to offer as a small business. We can get calculation, and it's as simple and straightforward as that. We now see all the pricing. We can have that conversation with our clients to show them the value that we're adding to their business. And we can show them all the tasks, all the jobs we have to go through to help them realize that value. And it's all priced based on the pricing we set up originally. So if you're a firm with multiple staff members at a director or partner level, you can set the pricing up in the software. The staff can then just select the services, and we're confident that the correct pricing is going out. When we're having those re-engagement conversations, this is a really good way to demonstrate the value that we're actually adding to the business. So years ago, when we give you that initial proposal, let's have a look at what we're actually doing for you now. So let's get a proposal up and let's show you exactly what value, how much we're adding to the business, and what the pricing would be, what it should be as of now. So it's a great piece to help you with those difficult conversations for re-engaging your clients. Complete the proposal, add the person that's going to be signing it on the client side. Anyone else who needs to see it there. And if we just scroll down, we can have previews of both the proposal and the letter of engagement. And this is what the client would get. And we can customize that. We can put some nice testimonials in there, some quotes. If we want to do that, we can add additional pages of information, but we can see there the pricing all broken down based on what we've chosen. We have next steps. So it's really simple, clear for them what to do. They can approve that. They can electronically sign these documents. They can hit a button to say that they're happy to proceed instead. And they also get that letter of engagement as well. And it's quite comprehensive. There's 22 pages there in that letter of engagement, just to cover the range of services I selected. So we really do make sure you get all the right terms and conditions in that letter of engagement. And then we would save it as a draft, or we would send it directly to them. I'll save mine as a draft today. Okay, and remember, you also have AML checks. So in that client record, AML checks, we can do electronic checks, KYC, and risk assessments. So they're all available again within the software. And just to show you on screen, we have the 3 checks available there for the electronic checks: biometric checks, document checks, and basic checks. Gives you a good summary of what that includes, what the pricing will be for each, and it will basically give you a report. It will automatically do those checks. It will send the client some information in the app for them to download, and then the client will do all of that work for themselves, upload pictures and documents, and then the software using a third party called ThirdFort will do all those checks and give you a report at the end of it. So it takes the hassle out of all of those checks. It also includes KYC and risk assessments as well, so we can also include them and complete them for the client. Let's jump back to Client Manager and show you we also have, of course, available is Auto Entry. Auto Entry is, in my opinion, one of those bits of software that's a real game changer. This allows you to extract information from documents, lets you reconcile that information, that lets you post it directly into your bookkeeping software. So we have a client, we've won them, we've sent them the proposal, we've won them. They give us a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents to get started. Auto Entry is the bit of software that's going to really, really give you time back from your day-to-day job, from those keying in mundane tasks. Auto Entry allows you to either upload documents directly to it, and we've got the ability to upload purchases, supplier statements, so purchase invoices, sorry, sales invoices, expenses. We can obviously do expenses and bank statements. We can upload, we can email in the information, really, really useful feature that. So every single one of those little inboxes has the email address. So if we can email in the documents, get the clients to email the documents in, or if it's purchase invoices, get the suppliers to email them in, Auto Entry will extract the information from the invoice. But Auto Entry also comes included with an Auto Entry app. So we've got the ability to ask the client to take snaps of documents using that app, and it'll bring that information in directly to Auto Entry for us to review. Just to show you on screen, if we look at purchases, this is what it would look like. The very first time you get any documents come through into Auto Entry, we do need to code them up. I'm just going to select anything at the moment, but we would code them up and it would remember that. So it would always remember the coding for anything in relation to TNT. I've already done one with Vodafone, so anything else that comes through from Vodafone at the bottom, it'll automatically code it up for us. And we can view the document there. So on the right-hand side, this is a Vodafone bill. On the left-hand side, we can see the information it's extracted, and we then can post that directly as a transaction into our bookkeeping software. Auto Entry works not just with Sage, remember, it also works with people like Xero and QBO. So it is that software agnostic piece of software or tool that we can use across all of our clients, irrespective of the bookkeeping software that they're using. It has the same, of course, with sales invoicing. So we can come back out, we have an inbox for sales invoicing. Supplier statements, we can reconcile against supplier statements, but the bank statement is where there's a lot of automation and where we get some real time savers. So those clients who typically give us all the physical paperwork, so they're not an electronic copy, we've got the ability to scan them in, and Auto Entry will look at what we've scanned in on the right, extract the lines from that bank statement on the left, and we can tell the software to automatically post that into Sage, automatically post it into Xero, QuickBooks. Or if we want to, we can just export that into a CSV file, and we can use that for whatever we need to use from there. But we can get that to post directly into the HSBC bank account that we have set up in our bookkeeping software. Really, really useful for those clients with the physical paperwork and clients who may not want you to connect up to bank feeds. This is a really great way of getting around that. Of course, there are other features and functionality in there, but they're the ones that I think are the real game changers and the real time savers to look at. We do have the range of accounting software in Sage for Accountants. So we've got accounting, and we've also got Sage Individual. So Sage Individual, if we look at that, ABC Taxis, just very high level. This is aimed at your sole traders. Very basic bit of software. It's something that we call digital record keeping software. It allows us to keep track and get visibility of transactions throughout the year from the client. So when it comes to that year-end process and we're looking at doing the self-assessment, the tax return, we've got their data already in some software to alleviate those headaches and the stress that we all go through in December, January time. So we can keep track of transactions throughout the year. We can connect this to their bank using bank feeds. And again, it comes with its own app. So the client can also upload, take snaps and upload documents as well to it. So it just gives us that record accuracy of records throughout the year. But it also on the back of that still has reports in there. So we've still got balance sheet, trial balance, profit and loss. But we also have a nice income tax summary report as well to help you with that tax return when it comes around. We have the full bookkeeping software in accounting. For those who haven't seen it or used it as yet, this has all the functionality in there, including bank feeds, We've got purchase automation in here. We've got the full reporting suite. It includes CIS, it includes departments, it includes foreign currencies. It's got a real wealth of tools in here, depending on the client and the task at hand. So we have the full sales ledger, and of course it has batch entry, which we now call quick entries. We have the banking section, which is the ability to enter your transactions in the bank, upload bank statements, connect to bank feeds. A really nice feature, which I'll show you now, is we have that HSBC bank account. And because I've got this connected to my auto entry software, I've posted that HSBC bank statement directly into the HSBC account in the software. I can now reconcile that. So we haven't had to use anything like bank feeds in there, but we've still got all the information from the bank statement. Of course, it has your normal VAT returns. It has batch corrections in here and the wealth of reporting tools as well. We do have smart reports. So in the reports, you now have the ability to customize the reports and tailor them to your needs. So we can add in our own rows, our own columns, add in our own calculations. We just use customize. We can choose periods to look at, add in the filters if we're using departments, projects, cost centers, and we can add in columns and rows as well. All the reports can be exported to PDF and CSV. We have that payroll software as well. So the ability of the great thing about this payroll software is it has a 4-step pay run. It's really simple, really quick and easy to process pay run. Just confirm the dates. You just confirm the absences for each employee, confirm the pay, and you then can complete the pay run, do your submission to HMRC. It has the full pensions module integrated, so we can also integrate with things like Smart and Nest and People's Pension. We can also put our own pensions in there. So we can obviously do the pensions and upload the information to the pension provider portals. It has departmental reporting in this software now as well. And it also has online pay slips, which we can activate using Sage HR. That's included in the payroll automatically. We don't pay any more for that, but you can get that in Sage HR. Online pay slips, and we can share online documents as well. And just to round it off, we also have the tax products available to use from day one. So we have final accounts, corporation tax, and personal tax. The great thing is if you are using the accounting software, these integrate so we can populate the trial balance directly from the accounting software, just at the click of a button. If not, we can also just import in directly from CSV. And let's have a preview of what we can get out of this software. So we can get a set of accounts that look like this. The software does cover, your sole traders, your limited companies, your LLPs, the reporting standards. It does go up to FRS 102 1A. We can get ourselves a set of accounts. We can tag the accounts up, so for IAX BRL filing. And of course, we've got the corporation tax as well. So if we're going to submit both, we want to tag the two of them together. We can submit them both directly to HMRC as well. And once again, let's have a preview. So we will generate the computation PDF and the CD600. And finally, there is personal tax available in the software as well. Now, remember, the great thing is now, of course, that we integrate with people like Xero and QuickBooks. You can still use those guys for the bookkeeping software, but you can still make use of these free compliance software on the back of them just by importing through CSV. So do make sure that you look at them and have a go at them. And of course, we can help set that up and support you doing that. So let's jump back finally to the slides, just conscious of time there. So as we come to a close, I'll open up the floor for any questions. I'll just go through the questions in a moment. But in terms of next steps, please remember that this is all included in the platform today and available for you to use. So we have got a plan that is there and is to suit every type of practice, from sole practitioners and startups to established practices. They can all be tailored to the unique needs of your practice and your clients. The standard plan is perfect for all practices, regardless of size, and that's to help drive your workflow to more efficiencies. If you're actively scaling your practice and you want to boost profitability even more, the premium plan is the catalyst to help you do so. Now, if you're just looking to explore the software first, if you just want to kind of have a bit of a prototype or and just make sure that it does what you want it to do, just to test the waters, the Essentials plan is packed with the free taster tools for automation, for client engagement and client management. But choose the plan that suits your requirements and goals, customize it, add your subscriptions, expand your allowances, or simply just upgrade as your needs grow. As a reminder, you will be contacted by a member of the team within the next 24 hours, and our experts will discuss what's included in those new plans. They will go over them again with you. They will show you how to get started so you can see the benefits straight away. But in essence, Sage for Accountants can help you make smarter, faster decisions that unlock the most profitable and rewarding client relationships to scale your business. So let's have a look now at the questions and we'll answer them as we see them come in. Give me one moment there. We've got quite a few. Okay, so I have one there from it's Mariam there. So I work with multiple companies as a consultant, mostly startups, which plan do you believe would be the best option? So what I would say to that, Mariam, is our guys will contact you in 24 hours and they will get a little bit more detail from you in terms of what services you provide, what software you would like to use to help you with those tasks. So I would say right now, I wouldn't really be able to say what is going to be the absolute best plan just based on the fact that you work with startups, because remember, the plans are tailored more to you and your firm and your processes. So our guys will reach out to you in 24 hours. They will get more information and detail from you, and we'll make sure that we get you on the right plan. Remember the Essentials, the version that's free. I always describe that really as a proof of concept. So use that to prove to yourself, to the clients, that this has all the value that I've described and shown you today. And of course, as soon as you see that, that's a proof of concept, and we move that to the standard or the premium. But our guys will be in touch within 24 hours and we'll get a little bit more detail and we'll be able to provide you with what we think would be the best plan for you. Christian there, thanks a lot for the comment there and the feedback. I'm glad that you enjoyed the webinar. That means a lot. Thank you very much for that. Nicola, how do I add the auto entry tab to clients, please? Okay, so in the client management list, I won't jump into it now because remember, we are going to follow up and we will show you this, but in the client record, in client management, if you click into the client record and scroll down, you'll have products available. You also have the ability to add subscriptions. You will find once you click into the client record, you will have the ability to add things like auto entry, go proposal. There is the ability to deal with subscriptions. There's a button for subscriptions in there. If you click into that, that also gives you the full list of accounting software, payroll software, and again, go proposal, auto entry to add as well. But we will help guide you through that within the next 24 hours. And David, are the final accounts and tax products designed to replace SAPA and SAP and Sage Taxation? What I would say to that at the moment, David, is no. Not right now. So I did mention the entities and the scale that they can cover. As you'll know with SAP, SAPA, they cover a wide range of client types. The account software, that covers, again, sole traders, partners, limited companies, LLPs, and it has the reporting standards that go up to FRS 102.1A. So if you've got clients that fall into those sort of brackets, perfect for those guys. But anything that fall outside of that, still continue to use SAP. SAPA and Sage Tax. In the future, as this expands and we update it, we could potentially come back and look at that. But right now, I would say there's still a place for SAP, SAPA, and then this alongside. John, is there a way to give client a way to be able to input pricing feedback? So basically, can they give feedback on the pricing? So the idea with the pricing is we could have the client with us as we're going through the proposal. It is client facing. So we could sit there, we could show them all the services and the value that we're adding to their business. So if it's a renewal, we can show them, look, these are all the tasks that we're doing. And then we look at the pricing and we say, this is what the pricing should be. So we haven't really repriced anything for however many years now. This is what we should be pricing you now. At that point, we would have that conversation with the client if they're with us. And of course, we would get that feedback direct. They can give feedback, not on the actual documents that we send them directly, but of course, they can still give us feedback, whether it be a response on an email, giving us a ring. But yeah, we can still get feedback, but not directly on those documents. So those documents, when we generate them, they come out as PDFs and we send them to them. So they can't then go in and start editing and changing things or adding commentary or anything to that. Hopefully that answers the question. Great, thanks a lot for that, John. Thank you. So you've had quite a few questions there. I will kind of still be here for the next 5 minutes or so. I know the scheduled time was to finish at 12:30, but we are getting questions, so I'll be here until I see the questions kind of stop. But I'm more than happy. Any questions that you have, use the chat box, pop them in there. But remember, we will be following up in the next 24 hours as well. But yeah, what I would say, whilst I'm just waiting there for questions, again, just to kind of emphasize the point in terms of GoProposal. GoProposal is a brilliant bit of software, brilliant piece of kit. And when I go out, and I normally go see practices face to face, or I might be at events, when we discuss GoProposal, and not so much for how we deal with new clients and providing them a proposal and the pricing and the letter of engagement, but the real value is in the ability to go through renewals. For those clients we haven't went over their pricing for a long time, that's where we get the real value. Most firms I speak to say, we don't have a lot of time, for example, to do a lot of the keying in and the end-to-end day-to-day tasks. We're time short, and we're struggling, for example, to recruit more staff. So we're struggling as it is. Now, the way to kind of alleviate that, if we're looking to kind of affect the bottom line, the quickest way of doing that is to kind of raise prices or to look at pricing. So if you take GoProposal on its own, this gives you the ability to have those conversations to make sure we're pricing our clients effectively if we're looking to affect the bottom line, basically. So instead of having to take on more staff to serve more clients, to add more value, we can use something like GoProposal to actually show them and demonstrate the value, and we can actually price consistently and be rewarded for the value we're adding to their business. Auto entry, again, game changer in my opinion. This allows us to automate our workflows. Most firms I speak to, as I said, don't have a lot of time. They want more time back, or even sole practitioners who are running lifestyle businesses. They just want more time for life in general. Auto entry is the way to do that. That's what's going to unlock that time, because that's going to do a lot of that keying in work. We just have to review reconcile, and just post directly into the software. If we can get the client to do a lot of that through emails and the AutoEntry app, brilliant, but that's what's going to unlock all those time savers for all sizes of firms. Sherry, is this available in the Philippines global? So the Sage accounting software is a global product. In terms of the Philippines Sage for Accountants, I wouldn't be able to tell you now off the top of my head if it is available in the Philippines, but we can double check that for you. So when you are contacted in the next 24 hours, and I'll obviously make sure we've got a note of that, we'll make sure that we can get you the answer for that as well. So my apologies. At this point, I'm not 100% sure, but we will get you the answer. Okay, so it does look like the questions have started to slow down a little bit there now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to end the webinar. Thanks so much for attending today, and really thank you for the questions. We love interaction on these webinars. We will follow up shortly with you. If you need any more information, the guys will be in touch. And then on the back of that, there's a full suite and options of support in terms of how we can help you get set up and how we can sit with you and help you realize the value of all of these bits of software in that Sage for Accountants platform. But thanks again for your time today, and I hope to see you again on another webinar soon. Thank you.